Ladies and gentlemen, for all the clout that we claim and all the great equations that we claim to have with Russia, with Vladimir Putin, today we face a story that should shake the very foundations of our understanding of citizen protection and diplomacy. It is a very sad story, and the government of India should be very concerned. Yesterday, visuals came of Majoti Sahil Mohammed Hussein. He's a 22-year-old student from Morbi in Gujarat. There was a video which was put out there in which Majoti Sahil was seen to be speaking in Russian. I think it was a dubbed video. He went to Russia seeking education opportunities and a future. And apparently, he got conned. He got caught in a situation where he's on the Russian war zone, forced to pick up a gun for Russia. He, instead of an education, found coercion. Instead of opportunities, he found imprisonment and the brutal reality of war. This is Russia's war, not India's war. But Indians like Majoti have been caught in this. And the government of India should be very concerned. The fact of the matter is that Majoti Sahil is one of hundreds of Indian students, thousands of Indian students and young professionals who are lured away to Russia with promises of work, study or a better life, and then forced to fight a battle they never chose to fight. This 22-year-old was sentenced to 7 years in a Russian prison on drug-related charges, a charge that he denies. Then to escape that prison, he claims that he signed a contract. He was sentenced for 7 years. To escape that, he was made to sign a contract. The question is, he was forced to fight as part of Russia's special military operation in Ukraine. Yesterday night, the video of Majoti came out, and there he was pleading. He spoke about how he was stuck in this situation, how he was given 16 days of training, and then straight sent to the battlefield. There he surrendered, and the Ukrainians caught him, and they put out a video.
University student. И потом у меня тюрьму посадили за наркотики статьи. Тюрьму у меня дали 7 лет. Я не хотел этой тюрьме сидеть. Потом я контракт писал в СВО. Хотел убегать, хотел. У нас сказали, 1 год контракт есть. Ты 1 год служишь, и потом, домой опускают. Кто сказал 100 тысяч, кто сказал 500 000, кто сказал 1,5 миллиона дают. У меня ничего не дали. Короче, все так пизда был там. Последний месяц, сентябрь. Я там полигоне был. И 16 дней там был.
That is a dubbed video. We should be very concerned. There's a 22-year-old Indian whose dubbed video in Russian is being put out by Ukrainians, and we cannot be in denial about it anymore. The problem is that the government of India thinks that every time somebody tells them and Indians are getting stuck in the war, they think about the embarrassment. I would say today, you're buying S-400s, you're doing a lot of business with Putin. Why don't you tell Putin first to return our people? Why don't you do that? Why don't you say we want our people back home first? Why don't we become stronger with the Russians? I simply do not understand this. Our foreign secretary promised that Russia had promised to agreed to return Indian nationals. That was July 2024. They've not done that. More Indians are being caught. Why are we not being firm with the Russians where we need to be? The Prime Minister has raised this issue at the BRICS summit. Jaishankar said it was unacceptable. Listen to this. This is what Jaishankar had said. Please listen to this.
A number of Indians who have in some way or the other been pressed into service with the Russian army. Whatever the circumstances, to us it is unacceptable that Indian citizens, find themselves in the army of another country in a war zone.
So there, Jaishankar's choice of words is wrong. The foreign minister said, for some reason or the other, Indians have been pressed into service. Mr. Jaishankar, they have not been pressed into service. They've been duped into wearing the uniform and fighting for a foreign country. Let's not be very diplomatic about it. Let's not weigh our words. Ladies and gentlemen, there are many such videos. We're not making this up here at Republic. Another video emerged in July 2025 of 3 Indians who were sent to the war area. They all went on a student visa. When they reach there, they are sent into training. Then they're under pressure to sign a contract. And they are pleading to us, bring us back home, bring us back home. What are we doing? What is our government doing? We continue to do business. We are buying Russian oil. We are doing so much for the Russians. Do we not have this much leverage on the Russians that we can bring our own citizens home? I'm sorry, but this is a true disappointment. January this year, the death of Binil came as a shocker for all of us. There's a young man who had been pleading with his family members, please try and bring me back. And Binil said, I did not know that I would be made to fight a war in Russia, but here I am. And he died fighting for a country that he did not belong to. And today, Majoti's case is the latest in a string of cases. Binil Babu, Mohammad Afsan, Hamil, victims of coercion and exploitation. How do we feel today as Indians when an Indian captured in Ukraine with the logo there of the Ukrainians is put out there on display? 150 Indians have been forcibly inducted into the Russian army. 12 had died on the front line. What are we doing? 12 have died on the front line. 96 discharged, 12 still missing. We fear for them. They're not pressed into service, as Mr. Jaishankar said. These are families begging for help. Videos recorded, embassies contacted. This is human trafficking, ladies and gentlemen. And any country would have raised a hue and cry about it. We know what is happening. We know their passports are confiscated and they are forcibly deployed on the front lines. This is Russia's war. It is not India's war. Why are Indian youth being sacrificed, trapped into battles dictated by foreign powers? This should be the biggest story across Indian news channels. But the problem is, Indian news channels don't want to question the government on this. They just don't want to question the government. This is about our citizens. This is about our brothers pleading to us to bring them back. We owe it to them. I appeal to the Foreign Minister and to the Government of India to do more than they have so far. Clearly, their efforts have not borne fruit. I also request the rest of the media to wake up on this, because this is one of the biggest news stories that has not been reported in the mainstream media in this country.